I briefly mentioned last week that a discount airline that flies in North America, U.S. and Canada only, small one, shut down and said, so paid with a credit card, go to them, and was silent on what happens if you paid with some form of debit card or anything like that. And they were silent because you just lose your money. You just become a claimant where there's no assets. And the travel industry has a lot of instability to it through history. Greatest instability has been tour operators. And a lot of times in the tour operator business, they face what's called big holdback from the credit card companies who want to hold on to the money that consumers pay until the tour is completed, so the credit card company is not on the hook when the tour operator ceases to exist. And now we have a cruise line that has canceled all its cruises, shut down. Hopefully they'll find a buyer and they'll be able to come back to life. The American Queen cruise line has been around a long time. And there's been a number of small cruise operators that have shut down, a number that have gone poof along with people's money. The big news stories last year were about the multi-year cruise that people paid a fortune to go on that never left port, and people's money did. So know that the travel industry so much of it lives on running its current operations on money that people have paid for future travel. And you have limited rights with a credit card. That covers you, as a general rule, pretty solid for 60 days. After that, it becomes more of a question mark because the credit card regulations are somewhat fuzzy past 60 days because you have rights when someone fails to deliver goods or services. Obviously, when a cruise line, a tour company, an airline, something like that goes bust, they failed to deliver the service, right? So depending on the credit card and which of the competing federal regulations they look at, they're like, yep, we're with you, here's your money. Or, nope, it's been too long, we're not with you. So know that when you buy a tour or a cruise, not necessarily an airline ticket, when you buy a cruise or a tour, you never, ever, ever, with any travel, want to pay with a debit card or an electronic funds transfer or a check or anything like that, because a tour or a cruise you're buying way in advance usually. They live off your money to run currently. They run out of money. Your money took a one-way trip. You never took it. And there's something else, though. Even if you pay with a credit card for a cruise or a tour far in the future, you need to use a credit card that includes with it, as many do now, supplier default. It's known as trip cancellation, trip interruption insurance that will also have a paragraph covering supplier default. So even if the federal rules don't cover your money, the protection that comes with that individual card protects you. And many cards do offer these things to try to get, because travel bookings are really profitable for credit card companies. They offer this as a way to get you to use that card. It's a lure because then you've got peace of mind with the trip insurance. Just make sure it covers supplier default. Now let's go to airline tickets. Airline failures in recent years have been very rare. It doesn't mean there won't be ones in the future, and some of the discounters may not make it. Paying with a debit card is rolling the dice. Don't do it. Pay with a credit card. As airlines have failed at various times over the years, it's been a clear demarcation. People who pay with a credit card are protected. People who pay with a debit card are not. Remember that. Debit cards are called by me pieces of trash, fake Visas and fake MasterCards for a reason. They are an illusion. They are like seeing a mirage in the desert. They have the Visa or MasterCard logo to tease you, but they do not protect you like a Visa or MasterCard credit card. They are fool's gold when it comes to protecting you when you don't receive goods or services you've paid for.
And is there the 60-day rule no matter what you do?
That's a great question. Historically, the credit card companies have covered airline tickets even when it's been past 60 days. And again, that's subject to interpretation by the banks, but they've always covered, I'm not aware of any exception, they've always covered airline tickets paid with a credit card. And I think it's because that business is so valuable to them.
Thank you for watching. You can watch the full show at youtube.com/Clark. And don't forget to subscribe to our free newsletter at clark.com/newsletters.